as far as love or whatever, right? I mean, niggas be feeling a way about love, right? But they obviously know deep down in their soul, aside from whatever it is they feel, that they feel a way because of what they expect or what they're, unawarely disagreeing with or at odds with or confused about in their mind when it comes to love, right? And that is that it is not a lie. Yes, right? That's what set represents, is also deception. You know what I'm saying? Deception comes from confusion, Confusion comes from deception, but also it leads to deception. Because you then deceive yourself. You are then left to choose whether or not to deceive yourself, right? Because when you are confused, there's only one way to become unconfused. And how is that? It's to prove it one way or the next. And there's only one way to do it, but it's possible to do it in a different way than it is to be done. You're not doing it. You're only raveling yourself up more. You're only, tangling yourself more up into the confusion and deceiving yourself. However, that's possible to do. When it's just as possible to unravel yourself by remaining true to yourself. That's why they say know yourself. You know what I mean? You can believe one thing, but as long as you do what it is that is in accordance, that is in order with what it is that you believe or understand to be so, or may or may not be confused about, it will be seen through your remaining, through your continuing. However, if you are ashamed about what you believe, if you are ashamed about what you really feel, then it's not going to be so open. It's not going to be so comfortable. It's not going to be so smooth, right? It's not going to be so you're not going to be so able. You're only going to be so able if you're ashamed. I mean, you can, but it's just going to be conflicted. It's going to be conflicted. If you are ashamed about what it is that you think, then you're going to also be afraid to find out, because then that means that you're going to have to deal with that shame, right? You feel a way about what it is that you think, or you know what I mean? And you feel a way, but then you also feel a way about how you feel, right? Because to think is one thing, but to know is another thing, right? Now, thoughts are between knowing and feeling, right? Because you can feel like something is something, right? But don't think that it is, right? You have a feeling about something, but not necessarily a thought about it, right? A thought, you have that thought, but then you have also another thought about another way that you could feel about it, but you feel how you feel. You think also what it is ever else you think, but a lot of times we have conflicting feelings, but that's also that scale, right? And that's how balance can be law. That's how, you feel me? Propriety can be reciprocity and truth all in one, because you feel one way, but you gonna feel one way stronger than you do another way, right? Now, as far as the fucking capacity or magnitude of a thought, it's not necessarily so comparable like your feeling is, right? You can have one thought, but then it's just that you're not really all the way clear or sure, but you're gonna know how you feel though, right? More and more, the more you feel about things. Now, the more and more you feel about things, particular different emotions or feelings that you have may change or decrease or increase or fade. Because of course, I was mad, but then I can't keep getting madder and madder about the same thing. Now I'm just exhausted now. Now I'm not mad no more. I'm still mad as I was when I started, but I done got mad at so many times at that same degree to where now I'm not even as mad as I am ready to change whatever the fuck that made me mad. Now I'm determined now. Now I'm focused, and that's a thought, right? That's a decision you made based on your feelings. And so that even changed the feeling or even transformed the feeling, right? And that's how you transform your feelings is through thinking, right? If you feel a way, you can't continue to feel that way if you think through it. The longer you think through it, the less you're going to feel any one particular way about it. You're going to feel many, many ways about it. You're going to be upset about it, but then at the same time, if you were to think about it, you'd be like, well, shit, man, I'm only mad because that didn't happen last time, and I was expecting it to be good again, and damn, it wasn't, and that made me even madder. But now it's like, okay, let me not be selfish, right? So now you're starting to have some balance. You're starting to have some be sensible. So now you're starting to have some fucking integrity now, right? You feel like you have integrity. That's also a feeling. You know what I mean? So it's like, as far as when you think something, right, it's based on your feelings, right? You have one thought and it's connected to your feelings. You feel a way about what you think, but really what you're thinking is also how you feel, because you don't know. And that's what makes it a thought, as opposed to a knowing, right? Because you can know something you're not thinking about. And just remember, in a thought about what it is that you know, that you feel many ways about, right? And even a feeling might have brought you to that knowing. Yes? But once you got to that knowing, from wherever you started, even if you started from the midpoint, which was a thought, and never even linked it to no feelings necessarily until you got to the knowing. But once you get to the knowing, it's already feelings there, cuz regardless of what feelings you bringing with it to the knowing, right? It's meeting the other feelings there, all of the feelings that it can be in reference, or in fucking relation, in comparison, right, to the sides of the full truth that it is. You know what I mean? So, as far as thinking and having a thought about something, that's really how you feel about it. Oh, snap, hold on, man. I got to make a move, man. You gotta give me a second, man. Let me just keep my eye on this right now, man. I don't want to be stupid, man. I don't want to be stupid, because that's what set represents, is stupidity and ignorance and confusion. You know what I mean? And in that sense, disorder, right? Chaos, though, everything come from the chaos, nigga. The waters of Noon was chaotic, okay? Right? But it was also subtracted, basically. Contracted, you know? Yeah, man. As far as though fucking the feeling and the thought and the knowing, you can think one thing about what it is, right? But you also have another thought about that thought, even if it's subconscious, in that sunken, contracted, the undifferentiated realm of potentiality that is the waters of Noon, the chaotic waters of Noon. However, Set represents disorder, because your thoughts are not connected, right? They're now dispersed in a disordered arrangement, yes, based on your feelings and not your knowing, simply put. And once and it's not to go the opposite direction, right? You got to come and go back within, so as to pull in those parts, as opposed to trying to go grab each part, because each part is already every part in its own, right? But it's confused, okay? It is in denial, you understand? It is reversed. It is ignorance of its own self. right? So for you to even go try to capture it, you losing a part of yourself to it, and even go in that direction when it'll come back right to you, but right back to you as soon as you finish thinking it through. And thinking it through is going to give you other ideas related to whatever feelings, right? And those ideas are going to have a strength in themselves, right? They're going to have their own strength. Because like I'm telling you, what I'm getting back to saying to you is, while feelings are strongest or stronger than each other, thoughts are strong and weak at the same time, right? You have a contrasting thought, and then you have a contradicting feeling or emotion, because really a feeling is a thought, right? Your feelings is how you feel about how you feel, and that actually takes considering it in your mind for you to consider it, right? Now, for you to contemplate on it, now that's more closer to your thinking going into your knowing, right? Because now you're equating it. You're what is it called? You're fucking evaluating it. You're calculating it in your mind towards, okay, what is definite as far as your overall feeling, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm mad, but am I madder than I am happy about it? No, I'm never madder than I am happy about it, because you know why? Because peace is bliss, right? And that's the fuller sense. But that's not why, that's why, but that's not, why I'm going to just assume it. Because if that's how you're approaching it, to where that's the reason you give yourself, then that's not a good enough reason as to the fucking logical explanation. You got to be honest with yourself until you actually feel that. Until you remember what it is that you are. And that is joy. Because before you get to any emotions, before you get into even any conscious thinking activity, joy is up there with the spirit, family. It's separate. It's different from happiness. It's different from satisfaction. It's different from pleasure. Okay, you can be upset and still be joyous. That is the fuller part of you, right? That whatever other emotion chips off of, right? Because even if you're sad, even if you're anxious, even if you're bored, right? That's all in relation to how you want to feel. And you want to feel like you are. That's that propriety, right? That's that propriety, right? Because you got to have some sort of foundation, some sort of meeting ground for everything, some type of stage, some sort of balancing scale. There's always a level ground for the balance that sets the tone for the fluctuation of that harmony and that reciprocity, right? Because reciprocity is the exchange, right? An even exchange is reciprocity, right? Propriety is the middle between the two exchanging, right? It's whatever sets the level. What, you know what I mean? Whatever it is. Like if you're exchanging money, then I mean, shit, I gave you 5, you need to give me 5 back. But if we have an agreement to where the longer you take, then you owe me 5% of 5 every 5 days, and it's 50 days later, then the just thing under this law of Ma'at, under the order of Ma'at, and as well as the balance and the truth, because that's something that we both agreed to, and that you said, and that you gave your word on as far as the truth and the beauty, because now nigga I can get more bread, and that you had your bread when you needed it, nigga. And that's beautiful, nigga. That we know each other, and that beauty can be met there, brother. You had your cake, nigga, when you got it, and you didn't have it. I had it for us. and for whatever reason, you didn't have it back for us. By the time that would have not had to made where it's not the same exact amount as it was. because there's fluctuations, you understand, based on that propriety. Yes, and the propriety is that joy. Okay? That's that middle ground. You know what I mean? As far as, do I feel more happy? I mean, you may feel more angry than you do happy, right? But that's just something you have to decide and not be confused about. And what's dope about deciding it, by the time you decide it, you're going to be either having to deceive yourself in accepting that you are more mad than you are happy. Because that's not even possible, homie. Why? Because everything is love. Which love is accepting. It holds no account of any injury. So you can't be more anything than anything else because everything is everything. Yes? It's all about that propriety though. It's all about, you feel me, whatever you want to, wherever you want to set your propriety, yes? No? As far as a balanced sort of perspective and proportion, yes? Proportions. Niggas love to lie because they feel like love is a lie, you know? But that's just how they feel, right? And deep down they know they feel a way because they have no business feeling no way to begin with about it, right? They have no business even feeling no way about it at all to begin with. And so they only feel like they do because they know that it can't be a lie, right? But they love to lie because they feel like love is a lie, and so they think they loving. Because even if they don't think about the fact that subconsciously that's what they're thinking they're doing, even if it's subconscious that they're thinking about the way that they think they loving because they feel like love is a lie, yes, when they lying, yes. Which this is the only thing that I can imagine, or fucking the only way I can explain why a motherfucker would sit up and lie to you when they could just not say nothing to you. When a motherfucker will go out their way to lie to you just to see if you believe them and shit. When they can just as easy not even talk to your ass. Real shit. Right? Because niggas love lying is why. Motherfuckers love to lie, yo. Niggas don't even know how to talk without lying. Because they feel like love is a lie. But that's just how they feel. Because deep down they know in their heart that it can't be a lie. Because if it was, then why would they feel any way about anything that it is or it isn't? I said, deep down they know that they only feel like it's a lie. Because that joy, that peace, that bliss within them, which is the core of wherever it leads to and might get tangled up fucking circulating away from, is truth. Is as real, is realer than you can even compare it to anything, right? It's the very proprietary standard in itself for anything, for all energy, life, feelings, whatever, emotions, thoughts, dreams, knowing, whatever you want, whatever. I mean, anything that's anything, right? And a part of them will never be able to deny that, because for you to even be able to experience anything, you have to pass what it is that makes it what it is, even if it's at a lesser degree or a slower degree, because that's a lower frequency. It's just a slower degree, a lower fucking frequency. A lower vibration is a slower frequency, rather. Right? When you get a higher vibration, then that is a faster frequency. Right? Faster meaning that it's going back and forth more often in a set period, right?
Yeah, I think we should. Yeah. Guys, recording? Perfect.
Take one here.
Give me a little more smooth style. Yeah, hold them down more. We're starting. This is the top again. Frequency, frequently. As I release these frequencies, speak to me. Every low foul listener, please keep from me. As I release these frequencies. Oh, free my city, free my seed. Bless my situation, give me freedom. Bless my situation, give me mercy. Bless the situation. Oh, be with me frequently. Bless my situation, show me love. Bless my situation, let me know that you love. Know that they love. Free my city, free my seed. Bless my situation, give me freedom. Bless that generation, give them mercy. Bless the situation. Never far, we are never far. We are never far. We are never far. Frequency, frequently. As I release these frequencies, speak to me. Every low foul listener, please keep from me. As I release these frequencies. Oh, free my city, free my seed. Bless my situation, give me freedom. Bless my generation, give us mercy. Bless the situation. Be with me frequently. Bless my situation, show me love. Bless my situation, let me know that you love. Know that there's love. Never far, we are never far. We are never far. We are never far. Frequency, me frequently. Bless my situation, show me love. Bless our generation, give us freedom. Bless the generation, bless the generation, bless them, bless them, bless the generation. Love. Love is an energy, you know, and I think love itself has its own frequency and its own wavelength that transmits from one person to another. We have to learn to embody that love, to become love. Lead us to salvation, make us royalty. All the things we're facing make us question it. Lead us to salvation, pour that oil, please. That's how we become kings and queens and queens and queens, and we are.
Right? Back and forth from the beginning to the end of wherever the fuck it is that it's meeting at the end. Because all is all, like I said to you, any one of those fucking emotions, those feelings you have from guilt to shame, shame about feeling away, which whatever feeling it is that you have in another feeling about is closer to your thought, which is actually a thought. Our feelings are thoughts and thoughts are feelings to a certain extent, but all thoughts aren't just feelings, you understand? And all feelings aren't also thoughts. Some feelings are just fucking feelings. And those are those lower vibration feelings and those emotions. Okay? Less frequency. Frequency means how frequent it is. All the way back to bliss, then coming back to where it is. Because if it was coming back and fast, it wouldn't even get up. It would already be there by the time you even fucking notice, you feel me? We slower than the fucking frequency is. You're talking about the speed of light. Okay? So if it's moving how it is, the actual source of it, then by the time if it's, you know what I mean? If it's moving like how it actually is, right? Or we ain't slowing it down, basically, then we're not even gonna notice it by the time it's oscillating at whatever level for us to concentrate our focus on, right? It's going to be at the mid-level somewhere, like at the happiness. Even if it's not full bliss, even if it's not full joy, it'll be at happiness or fucking confidence or courage, right? Which is just before happiness, yes? But it's above grief. It's above shame. You know what I mean? It's above anger, right? Because it's moving faster, back and forth. So by the time we catch it, we like, okay, shit, well, that's not fucking grief, that's anger. Oh, shit, that ain't anger, that's motherfucking, that's happiness. Oh, shit, not just moving quick. I can't even catch it. Oh, look. Well, shit, let me slow it down, because I feel a way about how I feel, right? As opposed to thinking about what it is also, you know? Because that's what love is universal. You know, that's what balance is universal. It's every degree. In any degree, in relation to all degrees, 360 of them, to be specific. Okay? So, as far as our confusion about that, our misinterpretation of it, us personalizing our reference to it, right? Singularizing our connection to it and with it, confuses us, misguides us, or we allow ourselves to misguide ourselves. Because like I said, you gotta deny the very fact, the very truth, in order to even conclude that you are anything less than bliss, right? Even in whatever state that you are focusing on or emphasizing, it is in reference to how you would rather feel. Until you overdo it, family, then you rather be sad. Because that's the only sensation, that is the strongest at this point, that is the most frequent sensation that you have allowed to take priority in your associations with your own feelings and thoughts, which feelings are thoughts, but emotions are feelings. You know what I mean? But then there's also that knowing, right? That got you feeling any type of way to begin with about whatever it is or isn't, right? Because if it is what it is, then you would be happy about it. And low key, like I said, since everything is everything, you actually already are. You just have to be careful on what it is that you continue to do, especially if it's not think your fucking way up out of that entanglement. Whatever you continue to do, my nigga, will definitely become much more involved. Okay? So, in continuing to think about it, as I was mentioning, you then start to compare these thoughts, right? Because just like the range and the scale, and how to find pleasure even in pain is all-inclusively universal, to where even we're now niggas got the nerve to find pain and pleasure because they, you feel me, are spoiled and ungrateful, right? And selfish, right? And take love and joy and peace and bliss and truth for granted, right? To where you see another person happy, you want to be mad about it. You actually feel a way about another person's feelings. And that's all the way backwards, no matter what it is. Even if you feel a way about how they feel, that's good. That's still weird. You can love that they love you. But you have to be very careful about that, because that's imbalanced. That's not all the way complete and right and exact. There's missing some steps there. Literally is, yo. As weird as it may sound. But if you really hear what I said to you, then I'm sure you can see to where it actually makes sense. What I'm saying to you, when it comes to real love, which is not feelings and not even thinking, right? It's the very propriety in itself. That's how love can be synonymous with justice, peace, truth, beauty, balance, order, law, discipline, beauty, reciprocity, right? And harmony, yes?
Call and response Q&A, question and answer, new dimension, essential aspects of life, health, action, art, family, culture, heritage, breathing, diet, exercise, rhythm, motion. This is what scientists will consider a paradigm shift, the tipping point. We are on a sojourn, at the onset, the plummet, the zenith, horizon, meridian, on the outskirts of the very ridge, of the ledge, of the edge, forced and faced in human consciousness an arrival of evolution, human consciousness, a reconstruction of awareness, the divine designation of this new dimension, a next dimension, another level of seeing, another level of being, thinking, living. The enhancing advancement of reality. Most probably believe in the possibility of many realities. Several conclusions. The applicability of the general individual may argue that reality is relative, that there very well exists everyone with their own truths. Zen enthusiasts might insist in the principle of a one universally natural and exclusively supreme and supremely absolute and absolutely truth. But are there others saying that another ain't? How do these two relate? And where originates the dichotomy, bridging the debate. Today we explore. Life we explore. Evaluate. Examine. Investigate life as we know it. Life as a whole. Life as a whole. This is the thing. This is the topic. This is the topic on the table. Here is something to ask yourself. Something we find. Here is something to ask ourselves. This is what I want you to answer. Call and response, question and answer. This is to consider what I want you to answer. This is what I want you to answer. To consider. To define. What is power? What is power? What is freedom? What is freedom? The two could go together. Maybe. They are maybe one and the same. Or one and the same in ways.